Morning. So, sorry. Now, if there's one thing that fat nerds like myself love to do on the internet, it's argue. And one of our favorite things to argue about is swords. How they're used in movies and shows, and how they match up to their historical versions. Some classic examples include Jon Snow's bastard sword, Longclaw. It's a fairly standard bastard sword, just has a little Stark branding on the hilt. On the other hand, you have Inigo Montoya's rapier, a bejeweled, beautiful piece that's probably kind of useless. However, there is one sword that's far more polarizing, causes far more contention in an online community than any other, and that is the simple Japanese katana. That one. Now, to some people, a katana is a mythical, magical killing machine that can help you slay thousands upon thousands of people. But to a lot of people, it's also a piece of neckbeard weeaboo trash. So I'm here today to tell you all that the katana is completely and utterly mediocre. So let me just grab my prop. So this is a wooden bokken training katana. I brought it because I needed an example to show you what I mean. So first off, let's go with the first thing that makes the katana kind of crap. The manufacturing process. Now, Japan is overall, and it's an island of a lot of hills and a lot of valleys. So you don't have a lot of places for good quality iron deposits to form. So that leads to some really terrible quality tools and weapons. So to counteract this, Japanese smiths would fold the weapon over on itself over 1,000 times. Now, this did not make the swords good. It made them usable. It would not break on impact if you tried to hit someone with it. Secondly, you have the problem of the katana's actual design. Now, the katana, if you can see, is slightly curved, and it's a wedge shape. This is meant for one thing: cutting. It has no other function. You can't stab with it, you can't thrust, and you certainly can't parry. That's how you get a broken sword and a dead you. Now, when a lot of people think of katanas, they think of samurai. They think of armored warriors in bamboo forests fighting hundreds upon hundreds of ninja. Now here's the problem with that. There's the obvious historical inaccuracy of ninjas attacking head-on, but a much bigger problem is that the samurai is missing two very important components: his bow and his polearm. Now, contrary to popular belief and pop culture, the katana is not a main weapon. It is your sidearm. It's what you use when everything else fails. You have your bow, which is used for keeping enemies at a distance, and your polearm is basically just a katana on a Vic. Because scared off, or it's such a is that I move. Go look at is films. It's just it's on the internet. Katana is actually historical use.
All right. Lily. Yeah. Lily. Open it up. Like up. Gosh, God. You know, okay. Next, we have Lily. Noise. Woo!
How do you do this? Okay. Oh, sorry. In the middle? Okay. Um, so music is mind and soul. Not even language. Even before history, people create music. Singing. Some of our emotions by listening to music are even the tears listening to Frank Ocean. I know I hear music all around almost all hours on the radio, television, and our personal throughout the day. How many people in the audience have a Spotify account? Um, Spotify knows you better than your best friend. Have you ever wondered how Spotify those and daily mixes? Using well, data listening experience. Big data uses or even of your previous. Spotify for me. Spotify was created in order for you to listen to music at free price. Every artist Spotify collect mixes and most likely discover weekly list and you based off listening history, or even suggest playlists that other users have made with similar music tastes. Be able to all viewing app spot more you the personal mixed into discover new and similar don't listen to, but are sure to enjoy. Music. The gym or will be there to make music better. Spotify update version, creating personal identity.
Woo! Wait. Yeah. Who's next? Next. Dr. Corona. Woo! Ash got it. Woo! Well, a fake pasta. You said? Yeah. Rob hurts. He walks into. Oh my goodness! Have put your hands together for Amy.
All these. Is this right or left? All right. It's gonna start. It's gonna be great. You know what? You can shut up. Hey! Okay. The way each syllable rolls off the individual's tongue, and each word has its own cadence. They hold no meaning until you give them. Racial slurs do not mean anything. Vibrations produced by an animal and picked up by one. How can words be so harmful when they're and here's why. Every civil is built every moment of trade and oh, how naive to say, but it may be closer to the truth. I hate you. I've come to this conclusion. Words have no power without reason. I hate you may be more harmful when it comes from a respected party or someone whose opinion you care about. Homophobia should be changed to mean a good thing. And it interests me because things that would have been harmful now become a friendly remark or something people call each other. Race. Words work the same way. To reclaim words that were used to harm them, these words become friendly remarks and call you. Children using the word of how words are meaningless. Most reasonable adults and older adolescents roll anything of it. But to the child, that is their true feeling. They believe their words can hurt, and they believe they will do so. Donald Trump is a perfect example of meaningless words. Compelling to his followers, but to his opposers his speech is rather inconvenient. Words don't matter. The person receiving them must want to learn and listen. The audience is always more important than the announcer. What can be heard and what can be deciphered is not mine to establish. I hate you, and this is why. Mic drop!
Woo! Now that was good. All right. Next is my brother man's the my brother man's the handsome beast Flo. Some noise. Come on. Psych up. Psych up. I need you to start opening it up right now. You can't cuss though, so gotta keep it PG. You know what? I didn't ask you.
Okay, real quick, from now on, we're going to have the next person who's up on the side.
With me.
I think the person who's up on the stage.
Wait, that means I'm next.
They can just jump on, sign in.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Doo-doo. Psych up. Freestyle? Yeah, his name is Flo. He's next to Go. You know him. That's Flo. Flo, he has toes. So every time people say something, all you gotta say is go with the. Yeah. And you know my boy Flo makes that dough. Carrying all you guys so you can call him a toe. Ooh, that was actually fire. All right, everybody, let's get it up for Flo!
This is gonna be hella hard, bro. Alright, bro. Say there's a certain food that you eat, and after the first bite, you're already thinking about when's the next time you're gonna get it, or get the next time you're gonna eat that food. Or you see someone and you can't explain how you feel, but you know that it feels good. These are all things that can apply to love, and we all have an idea of how it relates to us. Whether it's a person in a new show that you just watched, a place, or a food. When one thinks of an emotion like this, it can cause you to ask yourself, what is love? And reflect on yourself. And I promise you, everyone has had an experience with this kind of thing. It can be a big part of your life, or something you don't even want to deal with. But now I ask you, wait. What's love got to do with this? Well, what's love got to do with what? Well, life, that is. Everyone's life is different, and from how I see it, love is already beautiful, and life is already beautiful. Love isn't, to me, I think love is essential to having happiness in your life. Now, let me connect with you guys for a bit here. Think about something you hate. Now, think about something you love. Now, which one makes you happier? Obviously the thing you guys love, right? Oh my God. Even if you love that one thing and you hate the other thing with a passion, what if you just love both things equally? Would it rid your life of negativity? Would it make you a better person? Would you accomplish more things? You can apply these love and hate relationships all throughout your life, and they're kind of what make life life. Now, I've had my experiences with love, some good, some bad, dropped ice cream, whatever it may be. I've seen how it's had an impact in my life and how it's made me a better person, and I hope that it makes you all better people too. I'm not saying that you guys aren't, but who knows? In my life, when I see that there's no love, my life doesn't feel right, and I know something's wrong. When it's there, I love life, and I just love everything about it. Life can always be so much more, and it's only on us to make it so much more. When you implement the factor of love in your life, you can notice that you'll be happier, an increased amount of positivity, and it can leave impressions on your life. And it can be up to you to find out what those impressions are. Why you can find the importance of it in your life, and you can always try to love more. There's never anything wrong with that. Now, after all I've asked, what's love got to do with this? Thank you.
Wow. Because I'm next. How do I introduce myself? Like, I can take like a whole hour. Wait.
All right, so next up on stage, we have Ricardo Rivera getting ready to give his TED Talk about moshing. So since we're all here, seniors, prom is right around the corner. In that circle, this is who you'll see in the middle, telling people to get hype, counting down to 3.
Seal walks into a bar. The bartender asks what he'll have. Seal says anything but a club soda.
Wait, I don't get it. Why?
Because people club seals.
Oh, is that like the term for like killing a seal? I didn't know. I did not know.
Ricky! I'm gonna need you to psych up. Where's the clicker at? I did. I saw someone's name. Sorry, Miss Cindy, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Wait, how do you use this?
Click the right button.
It's a Wii remote.
The right button. Do the L thing.
This one? Good morning. My name is Ricardo Rivera, and I'm going to do my TED Talk on how having fun in life is important. So let's psych up. All right. Okay, so life is full of many different things. Most of the time it's very important. Most of the time it's busy. Most of the time it's boring. Most of the time you're just stressed. So what can bring all those things together? Having fun. Because fun can help with everything. Let's say you're bored. What are you gonna do? You're not just gonna sit there. No, you're gonna try to find something to entertain you. And that's fun. Let's say you're stressed. You have a big test or something. You wanna have fun in between so it doesn't be as stressful. Let's say you got bit by a shark. What do you wanna do? Have fun after, right? Exactly. Okay, so why fun is important? Fun is important because it can do many things. It can relieve stress. It could create a lot of memories that you'll remember for the rest of your life. It could motivate you in life because you want to just keep having that fun in life. Or it gives you something to do. Yeah. Yeah. He's very, yeah. Okay, next. How to mix fun with a busy schedule. You know, everyone's busy, and right now we're in the stage where things are getting hectic. Let's be honest. You have college stuff, and like college stuff. So that's like it could cause a lot of stress, anxiety, maybe depression. And what could fun do? It can help that. So even though you're busy, it's still important to mix fun into it because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So that's why you gotta have fun here and there. Next, types of fun. Okay, many people have different ideas of having fun. People like to hang with their friends. People like to paint, read. People also like to play Fortnite. Where's my Fortnite players? Yeah. Psych up. Okay. People like to go to concerts. People like to listen to good music. Travis, Uzi, Cardi. Any Cardi fans here? Yeah, psych up. Okay. Or you could just do whatever. It's fine. It's only my third day out here. I don't know. So whatever gives you happiness, that's important, because the best thing in life for someone is happiness. If you don't find happiness, life's not gonna be good. We gotta make sure you find that happiness, and that's where fun comes in. Yeah, so next I'm gonna show a little clip of having fun. Okay, so this is me at a concert. All right, ready? Listen to the scream. You see that? You see that? I was not worrying about stress, homework, nothing. I was just having fun. So that's why it's important to have fun in life, and remember that. Peace. Off the dope. Oh, next we have Leanne. Woo! I'm gonna really need y'all to psych up for my boy Leanne. Huh? What is that?
It's November 18th. You squint and you eat spaghetti.
Spaghetti? I don't like spaghetti. I'm more of an Alfredo guy. Alfredo. Spaghetti's just an impasta. All right, next. Please give a... That's my bad. Please put your hands together for my boy, Leanne.
All right, Right. Why do we not care about reading books, as you see here? In the age of social media, we have a tendency to one day read our books, close them, and then never ever going to touch them again. So why do we do this to our books that we spend our precious little dollars on? It's because we don't have a lot of interest in books in general. So how do we improve our books so that we can engage our interest in them? Let's welcome the very important chapter organizer. And this is what we will use to, in general, improve our books so that we, in general, be able to care more about them. So we need to keep in mind the three important elements of literature. We have to focus on three things: the setting, the character, and the plot. The first thing we need to focus on is the setting. The setting is what we'll have to think about first. The very important question we have to ask here is, what do we need to do to improve setting first? The thing that we have to do is to list any relevant settings and be able to detail them as much as possible. We have to be careful about not listing too many settings, because if we do, we have settings that are not lively at all. We have, sometimes we call it dead settings, and dead settings are like settings that are not described at all. And we don't want dead settings. We want settings that are alive, to locations that feel that we have a connection to. So we need to be careful about describing settings that we may need to focus on later in certain sections of the book. The next thing we need to focus on is the character. And this is the portion that we, in general, focus more on. The characters, well, characters are the thing that we, in general, tend more to focus on and care about, because sometimes characters have a connection to us, and we connect to characters in certain ways. So how do we improve characters in general? Well, in certain sections of the book, we need to ensure that some characters are detailed. Well, and there's another term I want to know is we have dummy characters. And we don't want dummy characters because dummy characters are characters that are introduced in one section of the book and then are never, ever going to be mentioned again. And we don't want dummy characters. We have to have as few as possible. Sometimes it's impossible to eliminate dummy characters. All we need to know is that we need to have characters that we care about and characters that are going to be able to connect to us. And that will make them more lively in general. The last portion of how to actually improve organization of books in general is the plot. And the plot is definitely the most important part of a book that we need to focus on. There are millions of ways to improve the plots and actually connect plot points together. You could talk about conflict, character conflicts, so on and so forth, character relationships and all that. The important part about here is that we need to ensure that relevant plot points in sections of the book are being discussed. You don't want to run away with plot points that are going to be introduced and then they end on a certain chapter, or plot points that are introduced in a certain chapter and end in the same chapter. And we need to also note that plot points that are introduced and never get answered could be a recipe for disaster. So we need to ensure that in a certain book, we have to have plot points that are resolved at some point later in the book. So in conclusion, once we have a better organization, we have good setting, we have good plot, and good character organization. We need to ensure that all three of these are going to be able to be organized in the same way. And if we do that, we'll have a book that is more lively, and we'll be able to connect to it in the process. And if we don't, we have books that feel lifeless. And we don't want books that have more lifeless. So it's time to change how books are written so that we'll be able to connect more to them in the future and so that we in general be able to discuss more about books in the age of social media. Thank you.
That was great. But y'all ready to psych up again? All right, you guys heard about living like Larry, right? Well, you're gonna live like Renee, because that's who's next. Woo! Yeah! Psych up. Wait. I'm gonna need a guess from the audience. You, sir. Jump off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Renee.
I don't know. All right, you invertebrates. I'm gonna need y'all to do the sponge, you know? All right, so most of you guys know I'm a photographer, so most people would assume my topic is on photography. So, and you are right, my topic is on how to get into any concert with the camera. So, when I first started photography, I did not know how to get into concerts. I had friends that would do it, but they would never tell me. It was like a really big secret. So I had to find out for myself. I had to find out how to go to concerts of artists I would listen to, and it was very tough because I had nothing to give. And websites told me that I needed to get managers' emails or give manager a word at the venues. So I kind of just gave up for a moment, and then my good friend Matthew told me about a concert in SF by a rapper named Collaborate, and so he told me straight up that I should just walk up and tell the people at the front door that I'm part of media. So that's what I did. She believed me. I got there like 4 hours early, and she let me in, but she took me to the backstage room where the photographers were, and there's a bunch of like old 30-year-old men like looking at me all weird because I'm like a 17-year-old that got into a backstage concert. So they asked me what media company I worked for, and I said Slam. So they believed me. I told them about it, but after that, they left me alone. It was probably one of the best nights of my life, to be honest. I took those two, yeah. But after that, I kept doing that at the same venue, lying my way in to different other artists and building my portfolio up. And because of that, I met almost all the members of Broadhampton, and I shot Tyler the Creator twice. So yeah, this all started because of me lying my way in to concerts. But yeah, but that's it. Thank you guys.
Concerts for free. Now that's lit. All right, next. Okay, I have to stall. Stalling? Stalling? Stalling. 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 She has to go get something. Who's next? Next, we have Bridget. Woo! Psych up. Wait, Flo, where'd you get those glasses? You have something to say? Say it to the mic. I just want to say hi to all my fans.
Somebody on this camera. Let's go. Somebody at all times. Step up. All right? No, you're not pointing your name, pointing at Renee. This camera was cut off the whole time. No, it wasn't. It was.
Riley told me to leave it here. Oh my God, I can't. I'm not mad.
Let's get it out the center too.
It does not matter. Since I said she got mad, she got like that. Smoking that gas. Nowadays, I am on it too. Stalling. You know what, Darian? I'm tired of your smart talk. Next, we have Bridget. Woo! Oh, here.
Oh, okay, thank you. Just to warn you now, my presentation's very boring. Okay, so college, woo. Why do we attend college? Because to get an education at a university, it costs $45,000 or more per year without scholarships. So what's the best option for you with the pressure of parents, peers, and society? So let's think about the prices that college comes along with first. Number one being teachers. We have to contribute to their annual salary. Two, we have to contribute to staff salaries. That includes custodians, cafeteria workers, etc. And then three is we have to kind of rent out the buildings or classrooms in the college. So believe it or not, I just figured that out too. But there's also a lot of remodeling always happening on campuses. So the tuition kind of goes to that. So attending a four-year college, the pros and cons are you get a higher education, you get more scholarships because they're more expensive, and there's more academic regimen, meaning they focus on your career path and what you want to do more. The cons are that they're more expensive and they're usually further away from home. You can kind of tell that most of the universities are on the East Coast or in the middle of the country, away from the Bay Area. And attending a two-year or a community college, the pros are that it has a greater acceptance rate, so you're kind of for sure able to go there at least for communities. A lot of them are closer to home, so you don't have to commute really far. You can also stay at home and save money, and they are more affordable. The cons are that they're slower paced learning just by a little bit. It's not like, if you compare it to like AP or CP classes, it's not like that big of a difference, I don't think. And then there's a limited amount of courses. So universities have, a wider range of electives and just studies in general, but yeah. So college has been increased in prices because there have been more students applying and attending, meaning more teachers have to work at campuses and colleges. So the more teachers there are, the more you have to pay them. Now, going to a community college isn't actually a bad decision because Jerry Brown, our California governor, made the first year of community colleges in California free. This was called the Assembly Bill 19. My mom went to San Jose State and graduated from there, and she ended up working with people from Harvard and Yale. My point is that even if you don't go to one of the most prestigious schools, you can still work in a nice place with people who have high potential, as you do. So have a good, just put yourself on the right path and choose what's best for you. Make strategic decisions and save money as much as you can. Yeah, thank you.
That was great. Next, we have Vanessa and her special guest, Mushu. Psych up. Any words from Mr. Dr. Corona? Psych up. What? Mr. Dr. Corona, how are you liking them so far? The presentations? Thanks. Yes, he is. It's not Dr. Corona, it's Mr. Dr. Corona.
Oh, no, Spencer.
Spencer. Mr. Dr. Spencer. All right. Okay, give it up for Vanessa and Mushu. I guess.
Hi, everyone. It's me. No, just kidding. Hi, my name's Vanessa. My TED Talk is about dogs and how they're your best friend. Okay. So, right now in the United States, we have around 89.7 million dogs in the United States alone. And that's a pretty big number, and it's just an estimate. And all those dogs are really happy because they have their home and their family. They get to see their owners at the end of the day. And they're just wagging their tails, running full speed to see you and to say hi. And it honestly gets probably the owners just as excited to see them because they bring so much joy. And like they make them forget about all the problems that they had in the day, either at work or at school or someplace else. So yeah, okay, go. So look at all those dogs. They look so happy. Like they're living their life the fullest. They don't have no worries. And yeah, I think Mushu lives that life too. Okay, go. But sadly, out of all of those, we have 3.9 million dogs that are in shelters. That's really sad because all those dogs could be with an owner. They could be living like Larry. No, they could be happy and not encaged all the time, worrying and being sad. Like dogs have emotions too. Like we don't have a way to know, or we know how they feel, but they don't have a way to tell us. Like right now, you can tell Mushu is scared and shy because he's shaking, but he's not telling me or anything. Okay, go ahead and switch to the next slide. That's a big number, 3.9 million. Here you go. So here are some dogs that I found on the internet. So right here at the top right is Buster. He's a little chihuahua, so sad at the beginning. But then at the end, he's all happy, like he's even smiling for the pictures. And then we have Max, who's so skinny because he hasn't eaten right. And after he's happy and he's full, probably has a good 3 meals every day. And then Rocco, he looks so sad in his little cage, but he's smiling in the next picture. And these dogs all probably got adopted, and they probably changed their lives because these dogs all have something in common. They got a second shot of happiness to experience new things with a new family, new belly rubs from new people. Okay, go. So, us as humans, we can help them a lot by easily just going to a shelter and adopting a dog instead of like purchasing one or buying one. I wish I would have known that before I got Mushu. But now I'm not saying that in a mean way. It's okay, Momo. So yeah, we can adopt and we can help them, and they can also help us a lot by just making our days better. Like they're like a stress relief. That's why we have so many dogs in hospitals visiting sick children or like making their day better. Okay. Yeah.
That was great. Give it up for Mushu and Vanessa. All right, next we have Leland. Turn up. We have 2 minutes left. Mr. Dr. Corona, it's on you. All right, we're gonna call it a day. Thank you everybody for participating. You all did great. Now I'm gonna need you to open it up, huh? Go. Let's go, let's go. Open it up. Let's go. Bro, we need music, bro. We need music, though. We need music. Nah, fuck that. No.